Hey everyone, Alpha Eagle here again. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well, and may God bless you all. I'd like to congratulate Eric July on a very successful launch of his comic company, the Rippaverse. At the time of recording this video, it has sold over $2 million worth of product. Just to let you know, I don't personally know Eric July. He didn't ask me to make this video. I'm just a supporter of the indie comic, Comicsgate, anti-SJW, the Fellowship, or the Fandom Menace, or whatever you want to call it, movement. So, what does this mean? Well, first, like I've said in many of my videos, Tristan from Nerdette's Newsstand is wrong again. She claims that the culture war is lost.
Culture war battle is gone. You lost. In the nicest way possible, there is no winning. You lost.
What's it like to be wrong again, Tristan? And I say the same thing to you black-pilled people. The culture war is never over. It's a continuous struggle, like good versus evil, or how Superman fights a never-ending battle. There is something that Eric's success made me realize. And now, I'm a conservative, and I've said before that conservatives don't like unnecessary change. But do you know who hates change even more? Commie libs and Dems. I'll explain why. For example, the so-called civil rights activists on the left, they actually love racism. They don't want racism to go away. If racism went away and everyone started getting along, they would be out of a job. Imagine if the real grifters like Al Sharpton or Sean King could no longer complain about racism. What would they do for money? There is so little racism in the US these days that true grifters like Jesse Smollett has to fake hate crimes to keep their grift going. If someone comes along and goes against their narrative that black people are eternally oppressed, they hate it because they can't keep their grift going. And Eric July's success with the Rippaverse destroys their narrative. He goes against everything they stand for. He's a black man who's not a Democrat. He loves capitalism. He doesn't buy the whole black people are oppressed narrative. He became successful without depending on handouts from the government or using the race card. His characters are not stereotypes. They're not all about the struggle. They are not eternal victims. And he became a success during a recession. He proves that black people can pull themselves up by the bootstraps and be successful in America. And the Dems hate that because they want black people to be eternal victims and fail and stay poor forever so that they will depend on the government and so that they can keep up the lie that black people can't succeed unless they vote for Democrats. And for more proof that the libs and Dems hate change, just look at Hollywood and the entire entertainment industry. Disney, for example, can't make anything new. All Disney is live-action remakes of old animated movies, such as Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Jungle Book, Cruella, Maleficent, and the list goes on. Or they try to resurrect dead franchises like Star Wars. As much as I love Star Wars, it's not really been good since the original trilogy. Look at the libs running the comic book industry. They absolutely hate change and actual diversity. Look at all the new characters they create. Their idea of change is taking an existing character and making them gay, a woman, or a different race. Just look at the Spider-Verse. Almost every character is just Spider-Man, but either they are a woman or a different race, or even in some cases, both. Even with Miles Morales, or as Eric likes to call him, Peter Darker, they even gave him Peter's hand-me-down girlfriend. They couldn't even give him a unique girlfriend of his own. And even she has his spider powers. There's nothing unique about these characters. And they just announced another spider character who is gay, because that's all they have in their bag of tricks. Make them a woman, gay, or another race. The left lack originality and they hate actual change. And speaking of Miles Morales, Marvel has made a what if series centered around Miles replacing nearly every popular white Marvel character. This series is embarrassingly lazy, derivative, and worst of all, racist. And it proves my point that the left fear change. It's just the same character over and over again, cosplaying as white characters. It is racist to both black and white people as it enforces black stereotypes and it is essentially a form of whiteface, especially with Miles as Thor, since Thor comes from a white mythology. Now look at the diverse characters in comics. Most non-white characters, their race is a major part of their character, so much so that their race is even in their name, like Black Panther, Black Lightning, Black Mana, Black Goliath, Black Racer, and so on. Even their costumes, in most cases, are colored black. Now, this can be forgiven for characters created early on in the 60s when non-white characters was something new. But even non-white characters created today, their race is so integral to their character. You'll be hard-pressed to find a non-white character that doesn't constantly talk about their struggles of being a non-white person. No non-white character is allowed to just be a normal person. All have to make race a major focus of their character, which is actually racist since it makes them so one-dimensional and very boring.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world.
Now, look at this current Superman, who's not even Superman at all. He is completely redundant. John Kent has the same powers as his father, nearly the same costume. They even gave him the name of his grandfather, and he stole his father's superhero name. Superman is not a mantle, by the way. Clark Kent Kal-El is the only Superman. The left are so devoid of imagination, they can't think of anything original for this character. They can't even think of an original name or superhero name for him. Again, the only thing they can think of to make him stand out is his sexuality, because they have nothing else. They are creatively bankrupt, and again, afraid to change anything other than superficial changes. But Eric July's Rippaverse does not focus on the race of the characters. Race, gender, or sexuality is secondary to character and story. The race, gender, and sexuality is irrelevant. Gary from Nerdrotic made a great video titled Top 5 Murdered Franchises, in which he listed 5 movie and TV franchises that are dead. Metaphorically, of course. Some may continue, but all are dead as we know them. I think he should include DC and Marvel Comics and the mainstream comic book industry to this list. Sure, they aren't technically dead and probably will go on for a long time, but the Marvel and DC that we once knew are dead. They are not the same and sadly probably will never be the same again. They say that the final stage of grief is acceptance, and I think it's time we accepted that they are dead. However, like a lost loved one, we should remember the good times and keep their memories alive. Hopefully, we will always have the old comics that we loved. Like I said before, we can always love the IP, but that doesn't mean that we have to love what happened to them. However, luckily, there are new IPs that have been born that we can enjoy. The left loves to brag that they love change and progress, but when real change and progress happens, they hate it. The Rippaverse comes along, it's different from established comics, and they trash it. They are the ones who can't let go of the past. To use a political example, Roe v. Wade was a nearly 50-year-old SCOTUS decision. It's gone and they can't let it go. It's over, let it go, it's the past. It's an outdated relic of the past. I thought you loved change and progress. Let it go, left. Again, the left hate actual change. I'm Alpha Eagle. God bless you for watching. God bless America. And mainstream comics are dead. Long live new comics.